this year we decided to do EDC Las Vegas, and as it turns out, it was an adventure of a lifetime. We explored parts of Las Vegas, saw some really cool things, and actually some really cool people. But most of all, we created some amazing memories that we'll cherish forever. I decided to take all the footage I recorded on my iPhone and compile the experience into this video. So sit back, relax, and join us while we share our experience of Las Vegas and EDC.
EDC is an experience.
Overwhelming at first because we're like, oh my god, we're actually here, we're finally here.
But it's a surreal place.
It's kind of like adult Disneyland. You kind of go in and there's everything you can imagine or not imagine.
EDC Vegas is like the pinnacle, the staple, the big one. Everything, all roads lead to EDC Vegas.
I could feel my heart, it was racing, I was just so excited.
EDC is like some sort of fantasy fairy tale. Like a good book you pick up and get lost in. You fall into its trance with every page you turn. That imagination come to life is EDC.
I mean, when you think about EDC Las Vegas, or for me at least, my first festival was EDC Chicago.
EDC Chicago in 2013 was our first time doing a music festival.
So, some of us had been to an electronic Daisy Carnival before.
The best word to describe when you walk into the festival is like belonging. It truly feels like you're home.
Walking into EDC.
Walking into EDC Vegas was like 10 times better than walking into EDC Chicago.
Like I was home. They say welcome home on the banner when you walk there. Initially, you have to walk up a little bit of a ramp, a couple steps up to be able to walk a couple steps down. And so then you go up these stairs and you just look down on this. It's Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
It was a racetrack, so you would look down.
Is when you come from an elevated view, so you literally walk and you're just looking over the whole festival.
Massive grounds that just looks like a carnival fantasy land.
You were able to look over the whole festival.
And you could see everything, like the whole carnival itself.
It's like a huge release of, oh my god, I'm here, I can't believe it. You look around you and you're like, I'm home. So that's the huge banner that was there, welcome home headliners, and that's the whole thing, that's the whole point, is you want to feel at home. Insomniac Events wants you to feel at home when you're there, and it's exactly the emotion that gets evoked when you walk in. You see all the rest of the headliners, you see the rides, you see the events, you see the stages. But walking in is definitely, it's a huge production, and it's definitely something that you'll never forget.
And you see all these lights, it's just humongous, it's overwhelming, your senses don't really know what to do. Even when you're walking between stages,
It's like a huge fair, state fair.
And it's their 20-year anniversary, so it was just mind blowing.
Oh man, the attractions they're unbelievable. This is where you know that EDC takes it to the next level.
with lights everywhere and there's stages everywhere, and just it's so well done.
There's rides, there's like crazy people dressed up in all sorts of outfits and doing acrobats, and there's different music parts.
There's like, to be at the festival is awesome, but to like actually enjoy the carnival rides and all that is intense in itself.
We saw like all the attractions and stuff the second day, like all the little games.
Experiencing the festival itself, not just the music, but the whole entire festival, that's what I really, really loved about it. And I'm so happy that we actually got to do that this time.
How much detail and how much effort they put into every little aspect of this festival just to make it 100% blow you away every single step of the way.
The rides were amazing.
Oh yeah, we were on the yo-yo.
A swing ride that was called Yoel, and Yo-yo. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was called Yo-yo.
I remember this one time when we were dancing by the yo-yo.
Dancing around at the swing set when the sun was setting.
I just remember being in front of that yo-yo, being out in the sunset and just like dancing up and down and everything that was going on. It was one of the happiest feelings I've ever had at the festival at that time.
We could not ruin our day that day, man. The sunset was amazing.
And we were dancing, and then all of a sudden we were surrounded by.
But this time around, we actually wanted to experience the carnival itself, not just the music.
People dressed in all black that had these poles like that were like strapped to them that were like waving like giant eagles and butterfly wings.
But that's one of the really cool things I like about EDC. There's so many different things you can do besides just seeing shows.
And you see like a caterpillar coming and like walking across, and like all these bugs and weird insects.
You're also seeing rides. There's tons of food stands, shop stands, places you can kind of chill with your friends. There's just kind of all sorts of different stuff you can do.
There's like a big giant octopus moving thing, and I remember Anna's like very, she doesn't like this thing at all. And she was trying to rest, not feeling too well.
One thing is like a giant spider that shot flamethrowers out.
Got her water, like okay, we're cooling down, we're having a good time. Okay, she's starting to get happy in the mood, and all of a sudden this fucking thing comes out and bailing, and it's just.
But I love the fact that we actually went on the carnival rides. We
literally had to get up and move out of the way of this monstrosity that's blowing like fireballs out of the way. And it just made me crack up so hard. That was so funny.
And all different kinds of food.
It's just so surreal. You're like, what world did I just get transported to? The significance of the zipper. This is actually really cool.
When we were in Georgia, we had met a few individuals from California, some that we had known before, but a larger group of them that all called each other Zips. I met some of these cats from California who call themselves like the Zipper Squad. Zip, Zip's this, are you a Zip? He's a Zip, she's a Zip, everyone's a Zip. It's kind of, and I didn't really know why they called themselves the Zipper Squad for probably a year and a half, 2 years.
There was a ride called Zipper, and
the reason why they're called the Zipper Squad is because they meet up in the Zipper during different set times. After they see certain DJs, the group splits up. It's a really smart thing to do to meet your friends.
So that is sort of the foundation of the Zipper Squad.
We had like probably 20-30 people in that group, so it was really hard to coordinate with everyone.
There's absolutely no cell phone service. You get maybe a bar.
Your phones don't work. You don't really know where you're at. The festival is so enormous. The Zipper becomes the pillar of where we meet.
We didn't know where we were. Me and Jippy finally showed up.
Where we know we're gonna find our family, because as much as there's 100,000 people throughout this festival, like that was a place you would go.
But it was just so comforting to be at the Zipper all the time, knowing full well that your friends are about to walk in.
I don't think anyone actually went on the Zipper, but that's where we met up, so.
And that was the first time that both EBT and the Zipper Squad met there together. So if you ever got lost, you didn't know where your group was, you didn't have your phone on, you could say, all right, well, let's go to the Zipper, and I'm sure we'll find somebody.
It was awesome. It was our meetup spot. So whenever we couldn't find anyone or if our phones died, we could always just rely on going to the Zipper and being able to find our group there.
And from that, we kind of adopted what they did, and we set up checkpoints 9, midnight, 3 a.m. after certain sets, and then the whole group got together. So it was awesome.
But that one ride offered a place for us to have a very neutral and very accepting location for all of us to interact.
The communication for our group and having everybody meet together without a totem for 40 people it's just like, it's mind-blowing. Like, people would almost like dare you to do that and say, no, there's no way you're gonna do that. We did it. We did a good job. We all stuck together. We all found each other. We kicked the shit out of it. We really did it well.
And so to have that at a place of that magnitude is super valuable. And part of it was that now, in some ways, like, we're a part of that family as well, because we got to experience the same thing. My hat, started taking off my gear, and Mike goes, hey man. I'm like, yo, what's up? He's like, rally with me. I'm like, oh dude, no. Like, I know myself, I know my body, I gotta go to sleep, otherwise I'll die. He said, hey man, I'm gonna ask you again, like, rally with me. We're in Vegas, man. This is the only time we're gonna do this. It's the last day. It's the last day before the last day of the festival. Like, just, if we're gonna do it, this is the time. And at that point, it sunk in, like, yeah man, we're in Vegas, we gotta go hard. So
Sunday, let's jump right to Sunday, that I didn't make it out to the festival because we had spent the morning hanging out,
and we start to hit up everybody who just gotten back for the rest of the night. We're just gathering the troops. So we all end up gathering in
the Squall's room.
I don't even know what time it is. It might be 11, it might be noon.
And getting into what seemed like a heated debate. It was Harmon and I, but everybody who was involved was talking, and
none of us have slept. And it's just
to the point where, like, we were trying to watch Game 7.
So we're all jazzed up. Game 7, we got some people for Golden State, some people for Cleveland.
We gotta go to sleep, but we're gonna make it to the festival on Saturday night. But it was such a great feeling because I just knew in that moment that we were all gonna get so much closer, and it just made me appreciate our group and the different perspectives that we have.
We did get ready and we went over to Devin and Mike and Drew's room.
We're all ready to go. We get back to the room and we start the game.
But everyone wanted to take a little nap because they were so tired, and
thinking that, like, I need to sleep, they're all gonna be leaving pretty soon.
All of us just fall asleep in the hotel.
Not the case. 4 hours later, everyone's still sleeping.
I fell asleep. First time I fell asleep on trip ever. I am passed out, Mike's passed out, Johnny and Harmon are passed out.
And all I hear is every half an hour, DB's like,
we were all struggling.
About every half hour, DB keeps questioning, she keeps going,
come on guys, wake up! Somebody wake up! It's time to go!
But it was so hard for me to get everyone to wake up.
Come on guys, get up!
Because everyone was knocked out.
And so then I'm thinking for a minute, we might not even make it.
And I tried, and I finally got Harmon up.
But I think it might have been around 9, 8:30, something like that.
So he got up, and then he actually helped me wake up Mike and Devin.
And then we were like, all right, giddy up, let's do this.
I don't know, like 9 or 10 p.m. or something like that. So then at that point, I wished I could have gone, but
it was a struggle. We got there pretty late that night, but
it didn't matter to me at that point if I missed Sunday. Like, I had such a great day that day.
We made it. We made it, and we had such a blast on Sunday because we walked around the festival. We got to see everyone that we wanted to see. We went on rides. We had funnel cake. It was just beautiful. And KAAZE won. KAAZE won, let's not forget that, because I was the only one up watching that.
Most memorable moment in EDC was, well, there's two, negative and positive, so it's like duality of life.
And it took so much effort and so much patience to go from point A all the way across the festival to point B.
But either way, we all put our hands on our shoulders and grabbed backpacks and we're walking there's gotta be 25, 30 of us walking to the middle of Above and Beyond. And
under the circuit ground stage, seeing Above and Beyond coming on and knowing that I'm with all of my friends, and it was the greatest feeling ever.
During their set, where I turned around for 5 seconds.
It's the first time I've seen Above and Beyond, and it was so just epic and awesome.
It might have been since the first day the biggest group that we had collectively. and all of us should have been exhausted. We had no reason to continue to dancing except that we had each other.
And I saw most of our group all behind me.
The middle, and I remember just hugging everybody, seeing like, we're here, they're here, look, they're coming on, you're here, I'm here, let's go, this is it.
Everyone with the big smile on their faces.
And it was just like a beautiful experience. I mean, I don't think any of us would have been able to do it without each other, but we were all able to do it because we were there together, and that is what sort of encapsulates the experience that we had more than anything else.
Just feeling the music, they all had their hands up, and everyone was just so happy.
Another really cool memory that I had, and this happened all 3 times, but...
And then of course, leaving I'll be the one to tell the Johnny story, or at least part of it.
But every single night, right around midnight, they had all the music would stop, and all the fireworks would start going off.
We're leaving the festival. We decided to go with Johnny's car, and he, I guess, takes the wrong way. We ended up sitting in his parking lot for like 3 hours, okay?
And for like 10 straight minutes, the fireworks would just explode over the entire skyline.
And Johnny is so preoccupied with getting us out of there, or trying to find a way to get us out of there, that he doesn't play any music for like an hour.
But it was literally from North Pole to South Pole, the entire festival across as far as the eye could see.
I'm like drained after this festival, and I'm sitting here with no music. And Devin kept like whispering from the back, hey, yo, Johnny, wanna put on some music, man? And I don't know if Johnny didn't hear it or was ignoring it intentionally.
It was just so cool. I remember Anna was walking, we were walking somewhere, and we had like a set to go to. I just remember stopping, and she's like, come on, Kev, we gotta go. No, we're staying right here.
No, he kept getting out of the car and vaulting himself onto like his roof to see over the traffic.
So we both stopped, and our jaws kind of dropped to the ground, and we were just like, we were little kids looking up at fireworks for like the first time, or first almost like a first 4th of July, and just being completely blown away and taken back to that memory of just complete awestruckness, just seeing like...
Yeah, there was like, hey Johnny, how about that music? And he'd get out of his car and jump up on the roof, and then come back down, and we wouldn't move a fucking inch.
We're literally under an electric sky. It's so cool.
The memorable part was how everyone, and the growth that we got, man.
And it felt like the cards were stacked in our favor in so many ways. We were so lucky and so blessed.
Talk, get to some conclusions, realize manifestations that what we were doing, how it was affecting us.
Things just kept happening. Where good things were happening. Somebody loses something, somebody finds something. Somebody's frustrated with something while someone is in a moment of elation and able to pick them up and carry that frustration on their shoulders. Things like that just kept happening, and it, like I keep saying this, it made it feel like we were in the right place at the right time where we were supposed to be. Yeah, so the festival ends on Sunday, so Monday's kind of a recovery day, but it's also the last day that we have our whole group together, because Harmon and DP are supposed to leave Monday night. Nicole's gonna leave early Tuesday morning, so this is like the last time we have together as a big group.
So this next day, Monday, was such a fun, like just time for us all to be together.
The day after the last part of EDC. And so we were just having the best time, and we started pretty early. We were in my hotel room. We had bought a couple handles of alcohol, just pouring shots.
So this was the first time we had like everybody all in the same room hanging out on Monday, and we're drinking and having a great time. Everything's going great.
We were drinking and having a good time. There was music playing, everyone was dancing. And the crazy thing is, this is also one of the first times that Johnny had drank the whole festival, and for one of the first times in a long time.
Get turned, man! You guys ever see Johnny turn? That was fucking crazy.
There was such a cause of celebration in the air, and just to recount, we were able to sit and reflect with each other on what an experience we just had was.
5-star frog splash Drew on the bed.
It was too great. I mean, there was love and happiness. Everybody was happy. I can just, as I'm looking back, I can remember Johnny's smiles and the hugs that we were giving each other were just so awesome. Everything was great.
And I forget who brings it up, but they're saying there's this magic lift thing where you only use 2 of your fingers, or these 2 fingers on each hand, but 4 people can lift it up. So I'm just like, okay, no fucking way. Did no one gonna be able to lift me? No way, we have to do this.
Even that night we were doing some chakra lifting. You guys, you want to see some magic?
Like 4 people would lift 1 person, like Raju.
And they're not even like, I think originally they had like 4 guys, but they're like, no, we're even gonna have 2 guys and 2 girls do this.
And I think at one point it was just me and Nicole, 2 girls.
Just to show you how like powerful this is.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, you sit in a chair and...
So I don't believe it at all. They sit down, I sit down, and they try to lift it the first time, and I don't move at all.
People would try to lift you up, struggled miserably, as you'd imagine, doing it with just like 1 finger each.
Then, I don't remember how it goes. You guys all rub your hands together and you put...
But then you like stack your hands on top of each other, like create the energy.
You can't touch. If you touch, you gotta start over again. And everybody did that.
That was so insane. I have no idea.
And so I'm like, you know, how's that gonna change? Anybody will lift me. And after doing that, they did it again, and I almost hit the ceiling. I flew so high in the air. So I couldn't believe it. I was like...
And it turned out to be true because we ended up lifting Raju,
It was at this moment Raju knew he was lifted.
Andrew.
And we'd all lift him up like super easily.
That's just crazy. It still blows my mind. It still blows my mind. I want to do it again.
That's some real, like, demystified power of intention, power of unity. Like,
And it was just so awesome that I actually got to do it, and I was just like jumping up and down because I was like so proud of myself.
What the hell just happened? I gotta do this. I gotta do this now. So I think the next 2 times, I was one of the people who did that, and it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was crazy. We still like talk about that all the time. Like we have no idea how that happened. We need to like videotape that and have this in here so we can get a demonstration.
While we videotape all of it.
Oh, good. Perfect.
How many for the ceiling? Wait, they lifted that in the first one?
Who's starting first? I'm gonna go right like this.
Johnny, slow down, dude. Don't hurt him.
No, oh, it doesn't matter.
Right hand. See the energy building.
Johnny, really talk down.
Get it!
1, 2, 3, go.
That was fucking awesome!
Jimmy Strong!
That was fucking awesome!
Holy shit! More energy than I've seen the whole weekend! Dude!
I'm shocked.
Dude, it was literally like half as easy, like half as
You see how high they just...
changing, rematerializing, making anything happen. That was amazing.
And so as we're taking these shots, we're being merry, we're laughing, playing music, we're just having a great time. We recognize that for like Arm and DP, who are like the foundation of what we have as a group, like they're gonna leave soon. So they're starting to wind down, you know, they're starting to recognize, hey, this is about to be over for us. And they got to a point where Arm and DP, they had a definitive stop time. We were all fully aware that there was definitive stop times. And I remember looking around at the rest of the people and I was like, I don't think that needs to be the case. Like, I don't think that's how this is gonna happen. So that was that point where they had to go. I said, so, you know, what are the options here? Can we call and see what it would be like to extend their flight? Harmon checked flights to extend maybe an hour, 2 hours, how would things look? And it turned out to be an astronomical number that for just 2 people wouldn't have made any sense.
As much as I want to stay here with everyone and like leave later, change our flight, but it's gonna cost us so much, and then it's like, I don't know if we should really do that. We have to like be logical about this.
But I remember thinking like, no, this is important. Like, this is the culmination of what we've been here for, right? This is what we've built together. So we kind of discreetly, super low key. I remember Harmon and DP being on the balcony at this point, and I called some people over. We had like a little hug, and I said, hey guys, if we just each pay $30, we'll be able to get these guys to book their flight and they can stay at home another night. Long story short, we were able to collect some funds from our group circle there and make it much more affordable for those guys to stay.
They're like, well, you know what? This is an idea. This is what we're gonna do.
And I remember bringing them to Harmon, and he was kind of taken aback. He was kind of like, no, like it's okay. And then I remember like the exchange that we had, and I said like, no, this is important to us. Like, we need you to be here still.
It's not like it took them like hours to think about it. It was like instant.
Like the pillars of our group being able to be there for another night it was no question. The money portion was not nearly as important as the experience of the company portion. The company that we were with, the people that we were surrounding ourselves by at that point. And then it just hit that like, that's what we do for each other. Like, that's what we're here for.
It just made me love everyone, I know our friends even more.
And I remember that Harmon said it was the nicest thing anybody's ever done for him.
There were hundreds of amazing memories formed during this trip, but this was my favorite. I gratefully declined this gesture, but then I just remember Devin raising his hand and saying I'm in. And I look around and everyone else also had their hand raised. It was truly a beautiful gesture, a gesture I would never forget. At that moment, I felt paralyzed with emotion while my vision began to blur.
So I wanted to make this toast because life can always be good and it can always be bad, but it's always by your thought process at the end of the day. When I was younger, I always thought happiness was always correlated with things like money and luxury, and I wanted to like win the lotto and have all this money and just live an amazing life. But the fact of the matter is, dude, I already won the lotto because I know all of you guys.
Hell yeah.
And that's EDT right there. I love you guys. Thanks for an amazing vacation. Let's do it.
Hell
But what mattered was the experience. And the experience is worth more than any money or anything that any of us could have paid for, bought, or experienced without each other.
Everyone came together as a group. It was just such a beautiful thing to see. Like,
What's crazy about that is to all of us, like, it was second nature. Like, we would do that for any of our group. And later that night, we actually did the same thing for Nicole.
She had to leave, and you know what? Everyone was like, we just did that for Harmon. We can totally do that for Nicole.
It's just as awestruck. It's a really, really powerful emotion that not a lot of people can get to experience, but I am really lucky that I've got to.
It was just awesome. I love you guys.
We're happy that our entire group, our whole family got to go together and witness this. Just such a monumental anniversary for the festival.
But it wouldn't have been as profound and memorable as it was if we didn't have the people we had with us. That made it awesome.
So yeah, like, it's hard to think about each individual event of EDC or our Las Vegas trip because I think the most important part of what we did was that we had each other and we were together as a family.
It's just be friends and love each other. And there's the camaraderie and the happiness and the enjoyment that comes in there is just, it like fills my soul with just good feeling.
it's crazy how much growth that the whole crew, everyone has gone through just in days of EDC. So like that experience, we had to go through like the swamp, but you know, lotus only, the most beautiful flower, lotus, and grows in the swamp.
So that was really what EDC Vegas and the Las Vegas trip was like for me.
I mean, that's the most beautiful thing out of EDC.
We had many things go wrong on this trip, and every time something went wrong, we had two choices: react with negative emotions or positive emotions. We chose to react with the latter, and when we did, the solutions just presented themselves. We figured that worrying never solved tomorrow's problems, it just took away today's peace. We lived, we laughed, we loved, and most importantly, we grew. This is our story, this is our family, and this is Eternal Vibe Truck.
It's so cool. It speaks to exactly what it is. Yeah. Cool. That's it, man.
Alright, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, EDC was epic. Everyone should go.
Put your arm like right here where my face is.